Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in for a video today. I thought I would do a quick little Q&A because I tried to do this series again. I used to do it a couple of years ago and I kind of waned off of it a little bit because I was getting different questions on different videos. But I really want to answer questions that are posted directly in a Q&A video. I don't want to do a live Q&A because I know they're great for some people, but it seems like sometimes when people are prompted to ask questions, they really don't know what kind of questions to ask, and they'll ask, questions that just kind of spontaneous and may not be as important as other questions they may have thought about. So that's what I did last time in a live video. I did get a couple of questions, and I was hoping to get a few more. So if you guys have any questions for me, please post them in this video down below in the comment section, and I will be glad to address them. I want to do this probably once a week, so if I gather up enough questions, I can do that. If you're new to the channel, please know that this channel in particular is mostly about reselling, thrifting, that kind of thing, but I also do hauls. I love to do handbag hauls, thrift hauls. I also do perfume reviews, product reviews if I happen to get approached by a company that sounds like a good thing that I would want to share with you. So look forward to those as well. And like I said, if you are new to the channel, please be sure and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell when you want to be notified. That will notify you rather of new videos as well as when I go live on Saturdays. And also, if you can, be sure and like this video before it even starts. And don't forget to like it when you leave as well. So if you can like it more than once, do that. But no, I'm just kidding. You really don't have to like it once, because if you hit it again, it actually dislikes it. So, or it takes. The premise of the video is a Q&A. So please be sure and leave me more questions in this video so that I can make another video in about a week and address that question as well. Again, like I said, I think I can delve into the answer a little bit more thoroughly if I have a little heads up on it. That's why I'm doing it this way versus a live Q&A. So let's get started with my first questions. The first one was, do you thrift every day? And the answer to that is yes and no. I thrift every day of the week, usually because I work really close to two fabulous Goodwills. Actually, they're all fabulous. I shouldn't be judging because they are. I've found good stuff in all of them. But I have one that's very close to my work, and then I have one that's just a little bit farther from my work, and I go to one of them almost every day. And if it's not every day, it's every Wednesday and every Thursday, because Wednesday is Senior Citizen Day, and you get the discount all day. So if I go early, I can catch some of the good stuff that's put out there early, and that other people will find before I do. Otherwise, my teacher discount doesn't kick in until 3 o'clock. So, and then on Thursday they do a half price tag along with their 30% tag, which is a particular color, but I get a 30% off on everything Monday through Friday, but only after 3. So I know that's confusing and a big long answer, but basically, yes, I do thrift. I would say if not every day, sorry for all the jiggling, guys. I would say if I don't thrift every day, I thrift every other day. So I do thrift pretty often because I just find, that I really find really good things that I know I can flip, and that's really what I've been trying to do is, kind of gear up for this summer that I'll be here at home and I'll have a lot of things hoarded, basically, that will need to be listed. Plus, as I told you before, I'm absolutely certain I'm going to face a layoff. They gave us the papers, not yesterday. They gave us papers that read, basically, please let us know if you plan on coming back, because we are going to have budget cuts, and we want to look at basically taking a head count about who really wants to come back, because a lot of people switch jobs just because, right? So that's kind of like the standard issue. I've seen that letter before. We've been given that letter before, right before we faced layoffs about 4 years ago when I first started teaching. They did the same thing at another school. So that's kind of what they do. They take a head count, and then everybody kind of prepares. I'm too worried about it, but again, as I mentioned before, I don't want to take the first job that's really far away from my house. I really want to be a little bit more selective this year and choose a job really close to my home. And there's only 2 or 3 school districts that will fit that bill. So that's kind of what I'm preparing for by hoarding all of these items. And I know that I could make maybe not a living that I live the lifestyle that I want to live, which I do have, be able to travel and see my grandchildren when I can. So I know that I could do that kind of income. I could make that kind of an income if I had the time to devote to it, which I'm only a part-time seller right now, so I know that I've never really had to meet that goal. So I'm going to prepare myself to meet that goal by thrifting as often as I can, being a little bit more selective about what I get, and eliminating the things that I hate to get. Like I hate thrifting. I like thrifting for them, but I don't like selling jeans unless I see, if I were to see a really expensive brand right there on the rack, I would probably get that. But I'm not going to look through racks and racks of jeans to pick up, Old Navy or American Eagle. It's just not my thing. I know people do really well with it, really, really well, but they have to, I think, you have to like what you do. I don't like photographing them. I find them tedious to figure out the drop from the waist and that figure out if it's a boot cut or not a boot cut, and I just hate jeans, so I don't do them. A lot of people hate doing coffee cups. I love doing coffee cups. I seem to have an eye for them. I pick them up and they sell well. So, it just depends on in that area. I do go every day or every other day or 3 or 4 times a week. I don't know. I don't go every day, but I pretty much go very, very often, and I don't go on weekends very much. That's one thing. So that's why I go during the week. I don't go on weekends too much. I spend my Saturday here trying to do a live haul, trying to list, trying to catch up with emails and get the shipping ready for Monday and so forth. So, and then the last minute buyer that I can get out on a Saturday before 12. So that's kind of what I do on Saturdays. But other than that, I do thrift very, very often, almost every day. All right. Oh, that was a long-winded answer. All right, now on to the next. I'll try to answer this a little bit quicker so we can keep it a little short. Okay, this is from RV There Yet, and I love that username. It's so cute. RV There Yet, as in RV recreational vehicle. There Yet with a question mark. Okay, so she says, Thelma, I have a question about social media as it relates to business exposure and sales in general. Being in my 50s, I just missed the whole computer age being a part of my everyday life. Therefore, I'm not so keen on being terribly active with any of it. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and the like. My question is, do you feel it is critical or even measurably helpful to make the effort to spend time on each of them? And if so, do you think it's wise to choose one or even two to focus in on and really devote a specific amount of time and energy to? I'm speaking as it relates to improving sales overall, not gaining information and sharing knowledge. That's different, of course. Thank you in advance. Okay. Well, coming from the same perspective as you, where I did not grow up with the internet at my beck and call as many people do now, as many are today, the millennials and so forth. They never knew what it was like to not have, a computer this size, right? So I definitely have to say that it's very important because it is the way that we relate to people today. It's so sad in a way, but very, very true that people cannot communicate anymore. Even the way I'm communicating to you right now is probably more comfortable for me than communicating to someone face to face. I tend to be a little timid. My voice drops. People can't hear me. I'm just the way I am. I'm not an outgoing, gregarious type of person. And relating on the internet, relating in virtual reality, as they call it, to me is a lot easier. And it's absolutely, I think, imperative to anyone who's in sales, because not only does it get you comfortable with sharing your items. Let's say I'm selling a handbag, and when I put it on Instagram, I get likes on it. I realize that it's a nice brand. Someone may tell me something about it. I may already know it's a nice brand, but it kind of gives me the validation that I think I need in pricing that item. Because recently I put a t-shirt that I thrifted, and it was a Radiohead t-shirt, and I just thought it was cool. I really didn't even know, I don't really know the music of Radiohead. It's not my genre that I prefer. I like all kinds of music, but it's just not one that I had particularly was familiar with. But when I put it on Instagram and I got tons of likes on it, I got at least 3 inquiries on buying it. I figured I had already put it on eBay for a pretty reasonable price. But then it prompted me to actually research it because of all the likes that I got and the inquiries about buying it. So I went back into eBay and I boosted the price, and it sold for that price. I still have it though, because there was a long story in another video about it going to global shipping and the girl having some kind of buyer's remorse and returning it. So that's what they were selling for. And if I had not posted it on Instagram, I would not have known that that's how valuable it was, that's how rare it was, or that's how desirable it was. So in that area, in that aspect, definitely it's important. I also think it's a good idea to share on Pinterest. I've done that for many years since Pinterest started, and I started sharing my Etsy and my eBay items there. Not every single thing. I don't want to bore people with a bunch of my Spamish, this is for sale, but I've always liked the site. I like pinning things. I like researching things. I even started a private board on there when I let my hair go gray and things like that. I just enjoy it. And I also learned that if you pin certain things on there, if you have them good till cancel on certain items, it's a very good idea, because people can go to that item. They may like a vintage Dooney that you pinned, and they'll click it thinking that they may be able to buy it. And even though that item may have sold 2 years ago, they will go directly to your store and they may find something else. And actually it does. When you click it on a certain when you click that item, it will take you and it will say this item is gone. Please see please see similar ones. Please see what is. And actually, when you do click it, it will take you directly to my store, and it will tell you this item is gone, but please look at what else is available. So how can you beat that, guys? I think it's a fabulous thing. I think it's something we should definitely do. I don't do Snapchat. I tried it a couple of times. I thought it was fun, but it's just way too hard for me to remember when to record, when to send, and so forth. But I do enjoy seeing my daughter's Snapchats, and when she takes one of us or something, she'll share it with me. But I haven't really used that to that advantage. I've also cannot dismiss YouTube. This is beyond social media. This is a community-based venue that has been priceless. It has been absolutely priceless. I've met some wonderful people. Again, we're talking about sharing and whatnot. But through this medium, meeting these people has made me feel more confident as a reseller. It has not only made me realize that this hobby or this job or whatever you want to call it, however you see it, because as I said, I am a part-time seller, is valid, is thriving, it's just amazing. And then not only that, but I've sold things on here. I have had people inquire since the very beginning, about, hey, I love that thing you showed in your haul. Can I buy it from you? I've done the same thing. That's how I met Margaret at Texas Gal Treasures. That's how I started talking to her. She hauled a beautiful dinosaur lamp that it was a little mother and child. It was when the birth of my first grandchild was coming. And they had already told me they were going to do a dinosaur theme in the room. So when I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. Please sell it to me. And she did. And we were already mutual subscribers and everything. So how can you, discount that? You can't. It's just an amazing thing. The internet is something that if I knew of more apps, and I guess I should devote myself to learning about more apps where we can share our things, because I think it's so, so important to do so. I really do. We're at an age right now where people meet on the internet. People get married from meeting on the internet. That's been going on for years. People kindle friendships on the internet, and the commerce is on the internet. Everyone knows that Amazon was losing money 10 years ago. They couldn't cut a profit. They are now $1 billion industry, the most powerful company in this industry. The richest man is Bezos. How can you discount you know, sharing items that way. It's incredible. It's just an incredible venue. I wish I could articulate more fully how I feel about this venue, but I would not stop. I would go crazy if I didn't have my internet or if I didn't have my smartphone and I couldn't share items that I found and I couldn't do hauls and I couldn't talk to you guys. It's just something that is so important. And if you're not doing it, I think you should. I think you should share your items. I think you should get an Instagram. I think you should get a Pinterest. I think you will learn so much, and not only about knowledge, as you say, but you will also generate sales. There is just no way you cannot generate sales by sharing your items. Now, of course, it depends. If you're selling a part of a, and even then, I mean, there's people on Facebook with Facebook now, Facebook Marketplace. The guy that helped me with my Apple the other day, would help me with my Mac, he was, I don't know how we got into what I do and whatever, and I shared that with him, and he was asking me about Facebook Marketplace. He says, do you do anything on there? I've been trying it. And so we started talking about commerce. And here was this IT guy working for Apple, God knows from where, so what city he was in, but we had a relationship there. We had a little understanding there about the power of commerce on the internet. So yeah, I cannot say no to that. Definitely, if you can, share your items wherever you can. If you can learn Snapchat and you can learn this and that, get on there and share your ideas, share your items, share your ideas, share your knowledge, because in the end, when we share knowledge, I think we gain knowledge, and bottom line is you'll make a profit. That's really what it comes down to. All right, guys, so that's the end of this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Please leave me some more questions down below in the comment section, and I'll address them as soon as I can. Hopefully, I'll get a couple more, and I was really happy to do this one. I'm so glad that you posted those questions for me. I really appreciate it. Please come back again for another video really soon, and I will talk to you then. Bye.